Well, here we are. It's Friday. Just shaved, so. What is it, the 27th of October? The month is almost over. This is going to be freaking Halloween weekend. I have not enjoyed Halloween for a long time. Even the last Halloween party that I went to that I played at, which has been years ago, I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. Cheers, people. Well, so it's true. Out of sight, out of mind. Okay. So I brought this back to your attention yesterday because we have been nominated for Album of the Year here in my hometown. Very proud of it. Got a sale. It stands to reason if I'm not talking about it, you probably aren't. You'll forget about it or don't know about it. We just put this album out this year, RAF, No Salvation. It took us 5 years to get it done. This is incendiary. This kicks ass, and it's not me talking. It's you all telling me, although I know it. Get a copy. It's Friday. What else are you doing with your money? Speaking of that, it's New Release Friday. I always watch the new release videos, or not a bunch, but a few. The only thing coming out mainstream today that I'm interested in is Diamonds and Pearls by Prince. Would I love the deluxe $300 box? I sure would, because I got the Sign of the Times. I'm not doing that. Well, I can't if I wanted to, because the copies that have come into Omaha, which is very few, they're already taken, which is really kind of good because I don't really need to be spending that money. But I'm interested, though, in listening to vault tracks from Prince. On Sign of the Times, Cosmic Day, which is a vault track we never released, it's one of my favorite Prince tracks. It's the psychedelic rock side of Prince that I really like. So that's on my mind to get a regular copy, although I would like the box set. Nothing else that I see that comes into Omaha interests me. That's the other thing I have to keep saying, is that Omaha is really, really, really conservative. And a lot of records that I want never come here. Never come here. So, also, if you see this Joseph, I won't say your last name, but Joseph, someone who a fellow musician, seems to be associated with some other musicians that I know long distance and have worked with. Percussionist, I think. But he was showing on Facebook last night that he picked up the new Lorraine and he raved about it. So if you need to hear somebody else talk about this to convince you to give it a listen, it's not just me. This album is fantastic. And this has bumped Slow Dive. This is my album of the year. It bumped Slow Dive, and I still love the Slow Dive. I'm not delusional about what I like. And it's how it hits me and how it affects me that's most important. And Lorraine is killing it. I have been, because I like it so much, I've been trying to find out more about her. And she's on tour now, so if you get a chance to see her, go see her. This just came in the mail, Rebro, however you say your name. So I haven't played it yet, so I can't review it yet. I think this is one of your older releases. Naked by Rebro. I don't see what the date is on here anywhere. I love the presentation. We loved the nude body, a beautiful nude body. I don't know what this is about yet. He had sent me his most recent recording earlier this year. Was it? Or see, I was just thinking about that. Time gets blurry to me. So I don't know if that was this year or last year that I got the other Rebro to review. I liked it, but I was just thinking about that, how just time just keeps moving, and like Tom York's band The Smile, was that last year or this year that that album came out? It's like it's ancient history, seemingly, in the general sphere of music discussion. Things come and they go so quickly. Still waiting for a Steven Wilson album. I'm not going to order it online. Does that seem bizarre that someone who relies on a lot of mail order doesn't like to mail order? No, it's just my way. I hate waiting for things. I want to get it and get it now. So let me talk a little bit. Last night I watched a couple of things. Well, throughout the day, on and off, because I'm working with Hank Red, and nothing to share with you all. It's private right now. I like Hank Red a lot. He is part of rock and roll history. I'm going to probably, bother him to do an interview here on the channel, whether folks are interested or not. He's part of rock and roll history. He was there with Buddy Miles back in the 70s, early 70s, when it was all still new, Black people really trying to make a dent in rock music, our music, and here we are knocking like outsiders. Let us in. Hank Red was a part of that. He's played all over the world. And a hell of a player. I'm so honored to be working with him. Okay, so something I played last night. It popped up in my head because of Lorraine. She uses some very interesting melodic intervals, and so does Thundercat. So I thought it was time to go back and listen to some Thundercat. This is an early album of his reissued, The Golden Age of Apocalypse. Man, that's a beautiful cover. And I love Thundercat's playing, his melodic sense. He's really progressive to me. His words it's all about girls, and it's like, some of that stuff is like listening to your kid. You're hearing your teenage kid, talk about his latest flame or his, but the music is incredible. He is a virtuoso bassist with that custom thing that he plays. Man, I like that cover. I have 3 of his albums, and I played all of them, actually, because I was freshly intrigued. Also, I wanted to check. They're all on red vinyl. I thought for a minute they're all the same, but they're not. They're not the same red. This is a translucent. This is very good. And the other thing I like that also kind of, not kind of, but these folks make me, also help me to know that the way that I operate is legit. I get literally complaints from some people that they wish my tunes were longer. I can't do that just because you want it longer. When it's done, it's done. And they do the same thing. A lot of their stuff is short. A lot of their stuff is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, like mine. We're done. Really enjoyed this. This is the one where I became familiar with him. It's got that one, Nobody Moves, There's Blood on the Floor. The Beyond, Where the Giants Roam. And this is a different color. I believe this is Flying Lotus's label. Brain Feeder. Different red. I think that's right. This is good stuff. Also, for you proggers, and I know there are some that watch me, if you prog listeners don't know about Thundercat, and you actually like music that is different and pushing ahead, here you go. Another artist, Thundercat. He's badass. I just found out he plays with Suicidal Tendencies. How about that? And then This is the only other one I have. I don't have Drunk. It is what it is. And this shit is good. It's another shade of red. They're not all the same. I was thinking they're all the same. No, they're not. So I'm Thundercat has recorded in Omaha, and I've just missed him every time, and I've never gone to see him, mainly because I just, I don't go to shows. I don't. I like to play. I don't want to go to the show. I want to play at the show, okay? Pure and simple. So I was watching my latest. Some of you folks are interested in what I'm watching. So I watched, I'm not done with it, but I've gotten the gist of it. There's a documentary on There Is No Such Thing as Neo Soul. Is that what it's called? Talking about Philadelphia and the reemergence of, not really the reemergence, but the way that the market has to market things. And so like when Jill Scott and stuff like that, when hip hop and R&B, which they never were really separate, but when the perception of the market was that, oh, we have something that's selling now, how do we market it and boost it? That's where this whole notion of neo soul came from. Just like punk, the musicians didn't embrace that term. I myself embraced the idea of being an outsider. That's why I used the term punk. But the Ramones, Talking Heads, Television, they don't think of themselves as punk. Never did. Most of them didn't like the term. Same with neo soul, D'Angelo and all that. That ain't neo soul. That's soul. That's music from the heart. So I enjoyed watching that and hearing from the artists, and also finding out about the resurgence of places kind of on the underground, like punk, where black artists could actually play live to an audience, because that's always an issue, is being able to find a place to play. The other documentary that I made it almost all the way through is one about Townes Van Zandt. And I'm glad I watched it. I don't have any of his records, don't want any, okay? I respect him. I respect his artistry, but he's an example of an artist who I get why people think he's a genius. I see it, but I don't. To me, coming from the inside, as a person who's grown up with artists and musicians of high caliber in my family and in my community, a lot of these people are broken and drunks and a mess. And Townes Van Zandt was a mess. I like what his son says in the video, the documentary, because he lets it be known from the first. It's like there's the romantic side of looking at being a troubadour, a person who just follows the muse. I got this guitar and I got to play these songs and I'm on the road. There's a romance of it, and then there's the reality of it, of the wreckage and the people whose lives you touch and in many ways destroy. I know people in Omaha who put up Townes Van Zandt. He was a couch surfer. He would, and he has been here in Omaha on apparently a few occasions, just drunk out of his mind, traveling, not even really able to play a decent show. So the only people that got to see him play were the people that put him up. But it was good to see the story, and I understand the intrigue. I understand how people are caught up by stories and words. I can do it, but it's not what I'm interested in. I see a direct connection to what Townes Van Zandt does and Simon Joyner, except, because Simon is real raw and rough and people love his words, and he doesn't sing very good, technically. He just delivers and people connect. So I get that. Same with Tom Waits. See, I don't have any Tom Waits records because I'm not into that drunk. I don't drink, and that stuff turns me off for a lot of reasons. But Tom Waits records are sonically interesting. But he is in the way for me. I don't want to listen to nobody pretending to be some old fucking drunk. This is a new record that I want to recommend. I've been playing this on repeat. I love it when that happens because records come and they get filed. You know, it's like, oh, that's good, that's good. But I like it when stuff, it's like, oh, I want to hear this some more. The Orb with David Gilmour of Pink Floyd. Metallic Spheres in Color. This is the Metallic Spheres redone or reconfigured. I like this. I have the other on the computer. I like this a lot. And it just goes by and it's done before you know it. They are masters of the way that they creep in the beat just when it's time for the beat to come in, and you get it. I love it. This was a pull from my Italian progressive rock collection. I had been meaning to get back to this, Apoteosi. And I understand that this was made when the members were pretty young. The keyboardist, I think, was still a teenager, literally. Well, you can hear that in the vocals. There's a woman singing, but mostly there's some male vocals, and they sound really young. And frankly, the vocals are a little cringeworthy for me because, it's like they're singing. They're not very good singers, but the music is great. And there's a theme on here that's repeated, da-da-da-da, like classical music. They do it slow, then they do it fast, and the playing is very cool. The other thing about the keyboardist being a kid, you can tell because he shows off a little bit on certain parts where it's like these little flourishes where it's like, I bet you when he gets older, he doesn't do that. It's like, you're just showing up. It didn't need that. That's what it sounds to me. This is a great album, Apoteosi. That's what I got for you today, folks. I'm going to keep blowing my horn because I need to. This is my primary outlet for letting you know about my music. Woven Territories, Brian Day and Dereck Higgins, a brand new release. Dereck Higgins Interlude, brand new release. That back cover is the balloon release for Curly Martin, Terrace Martin's dad, when we had the memorial service for Curly Martin when he passed away. Those are the balloons from that. And RAF. Yeah, get this back on your radar. The maroon colored vinyl version of this are all gone, all sold out. Really happy about that. But I got plenty of black, and it's only $20 plus postage. Grab a copy and think about Christmas. Think about gifts. Buy this music and send it out as gifts. Okay, have a great day and weekend if I don't check in, okay? No, because this is a good cup. Let me... Last thing I'll say is I don't respond in general to all the messages I get through email and messenger. But thank you for your kind words, people. I don't respond because it's like I don't want to get to the point where it's like all I'm doing is interacting. I love hearing from you, especially the fact that, the basic thing that I'm about resonates with you all. I'm a human being that cares. I'm not partisan. My eyes are open to the madness of daily life and how the insane focus on material goods and making money has us at each other's throats constantly. Yeah, people vibe on that. We'd like to have a peaceful world. We'd wish that we could bring peace back into the conversation. Looks like it's gone forever. And that shit up in Maine, it blew me away to find out that artist friend of mine, Sarah Rowe, who just finished this huge mural here in Omaha that's been in the news on these silos by the interstate. She was up there in fucking Maine, in that town, and wherever she was, she had to get a police escort to get from point A to B. What the hell is she doing up there? Who knew? Madness. And we still have people in Washington making excuses for people owning guns made for war. feel me? Okay. Hey, family, if you see this, you know I love you all. Hoping the best for Karim with this new job. I don't know the latest with Sean, my other nephew, if he's still in between work, or you, Stephanie, how your situation is, but always hoping for the best. Have a good weekend, everyone.